in. Today's topic is being truly obedient to your mission, your purpose, your calling, or even when you are sincere about being in your power as a woman, your sensual power. And let me settle in a little more. You know that power that so many of us we have felt in ourselves. Thank you for those hearts. Hey y'all, welcome in. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you, Purple Duchess. Welcome in. So today's topic again is being truly obedient to your mission is hard. And again, today's topic is being truly obedient to spirit, intuition is hard. And this topic is inspired by a live stream I did a couple days ago where I was talking about a lot of people talk of the game about being obedient, but true obedience is embarrassing. It's ego defying. Um, yeah. And so this is inspired by that conversation and going into that more because it's actually been with me since the live stream a couple days ago because there were so many topics going on and I was speaking a little bit on a variety of topics and now I want to go a bit deeper on this topic. Um, and then it's also inspired by a conversation I had with a woman who's inside of Shadow Gold. Thank you for all those hearts. I love them. Thank you for all those hearts. Hello, hello. I literally just checked in here in Atlanta. Women Gods Gather. We're having our first gathering on Saturday here in this space. And travel here was smooth from California. Definitely felt a force as we were landing in Atlanta. I said, okay, 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 okay. Thank you for liking the live, Imani. So if you're new here, my name is Naima. I'm the founder of the Academy for Womanhood. For 12 years, I've been a coach and mentor to women all over the world, focusing on healing sexual trauma, developing strong relationship with money, and now my focus is on what's underneath all of this stuff is power. So whether we're talking about sensual awareness and power, whether we're talking about divine feminine energy, whether we're talking about great mother energy, whether we're talking about the original woman, whether we're talking about freeing our voice, whether we're talking about healthy relationship with money, healthy relationship with ourselves, with the world, with our goals, with people, underneath it all is power. Power. So I'm live streaming simultaneously on TikTok and Facebook, so you're going to see me look back and forth. And today's topic is being truly obedient to your mission is hard. And, okay. So the power that for the women who buy Shadow Gold from me, and let me do this so I can see things. Let me come over here and say hi before I get to starting. No, I was not at that restaurant. Let me come say hi, see who I missed. Thank you for liking the live, Stacy. Thank you, Euphoric Dreams, for liking the live. Yeah, you guys, for those of you who are here on a regular, thank you for liking the live. And Nesu, for those of you who are here regularly and you know that this is extremely valuable and you want other people to benefit, please go ahead and share the live stream right now before I get into it. And I need some water too. I didn't get any water. I have to go get some. I just checked in literally like 45 minutes ago. Thank you for sharing the live, Imani. So I'd like to talk about, okay, first of all, I'm going to define obedience. Then I'm going to talk about what it feels like, what it looks like, what's available for you truly when you obey. And some of the other nuances that came up in a conversation with a woman who's inside of Shadow Gold. Shadow Gold is my master power program, which is gold. It's Shadow Gold. And she's in it right now. She's going through the work she in a real powerful, strong, focused way. Um, She's also been inside another program of mine. She's an accomplished woman, and she and I had a very lengthy, deep conversation yesterday that is also inspiring today's live stream with me here with you now. So, first of all, what is obedience? Okay, now I like to preface this by saying that I'm a very alien type of black woman. You see me with my hair twisted up, and you just see a black woman for a lot of you, especially when your eye is not refined. And most of you's eyes is not refined, and your self trust is not refined. When your eye is not refined and your self trust is not refined, everything you see is a distortion of your own making that is not in service to you. Let me repeat that. When your eye is not refined, meaning how you see anything, how you see me, how you see yourself, how you see the world, your decision making process, if your eye is not refined, if your self trust is not refined, and you only truly develop self trust by doing difficult things, leaping, risk taking over and over and over and over again. Your self trust is not solid and it's not true unless it's been worked. You work your self trust by working it. You work it by doing risky things repeatedly, getting the feedback, and recognizing that everything always works out for you, even when it looks like it doesn't at first. So when your sight is trust, it is unrefined, meaning the way you see, the way you're looking at me right now, the way you can even hear and perceive and interpret me right now, the way you see yourself, not in your conscious mind, like, I know I'm a powerful woman. I know I'm a child of God. I know I have what it takes. Not that, but the part of you that you don't see clearly, and that's actually what gets in the way of your speaking publicly, making big decisions, moving in that direction, being true, and ultimately being obedient. So that now, what do I mean by the definition of obedient? I mean, as I said on a live stream a couple days ago, how many times in the last decade, and let's reduce it, let's say the last year, how many times in the last year has spirit, however you call it, your ancestors, God, spirit, the universe, told you to do something and you didn't do it? Is anybody brave enough to share that in the comments? How many times have you got, call this person, invest in that, do that, and you didn't do it because how am I going to look? What are they going to think? What if it doesn't work? Then what do I do after that? I don't know if I can handle that. Like, that's pretty much normal. That's what most people do. Hey, Alicia. Alicia said many times. Thank you for sharing the live. Also, Alicia. Thank you for following. Nobody. Hello, Mary. Never heard this before. Who is this? Hello, Mary. And it's challenging me in a great way. Very good. Very good. Hello, Anesu. Thank you for liking. I've been told to write a book, and these are all the questions I have. Okay. Certified wisdom. Hey, Sage. You changed your profile photo. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Thank you for following, Libra. Hey, hey. Y'all go ahead and share the live stream if you haven't already. I'm going to be here until I don't know, maybe until the lighting change because I'm depending on the natural light right now because I didn't bring my light. Okay, so when you're truly obedient, let's talk about, so let's officially define obedience so we can at least start on the same page, right? Obedience is doing the thing that spirit, God, the universe, ancestors, whoever is your one that you're in high loving relationship with, or even if it's a tumultuous relationship, but it's dependable, right? It's your link, your connection with your high self, right? That you Obedience is when it tells you to do whatever, you do it. That's obedience. Before we go on, let's for a moment consider what your life could look like if you were truly obedient to God, ancestors, spirit, universe. Can somebody share? What do you imagine? Thank you for sharing the live stream, Sage. What do you imagine your life would look like if you were actually obedient when Spirit told you to make that call, go do that, move to that country, ask that person that question, do it, start this, stop doing that? What do you think your life would look like? Alicia said purpose filled. Exactly. Certified wisdom sage said life would be freeing indeed. So we got the freedom. So we got the definition, right? Life of ease, peaceful. It takes you to a new level, unwavering. Yes. Now you see how we know these things intellectually? Like you all are telling me this right now. You're like, oh, it would be this, it'd be that, it'd be that, it'd be that. And yet somehow, when you get instruction to do something that is clear to you, Spirit been telling me to write this book for 7 years. The ancestors told me this morning to leave that man. And I got word to call this person, but that's going to make me look whatever, ego defying. Or how about this? You get told to do something, and okay, so let me say this. Here's the nuance. When you're at elementary levels, you get things that you can take action on at your level, you're just unwilling. Like the woman who said a couple days ago, but it's hard though. Being obedient is hard though. That's what she said. Though, THO is what she put. Being obedient is hard though. It's meant to be hard for you at that level. And what I can tell you as somebody who is obedient as a lifestyle, which really makes me the crazy lady on so many levels, it makes me the devil. On a lot of people's levels, it makes me inappropriate. Like, excuse me, that's in violation of. When you actually start being obedient, you get to a point where practically everything you do is of a kind of violation. You start operating. Okay, here I go. I'm about to go on a small tangent because it's so relevant. So this morning, on my way to the airport, I was talking to my mom about laws. I don't even, how did this even come up? I don't even know. We were talking about laws. And I was talking about, Mom, isn't it amazing? How did this conversation even come up? We were talking about laws, but man-made laws. I said, isn't it amazing that groups of men created laws that the masses of humanity have to abide by, and that there's a punishment if they don't abide by these man-made laws, and that everyday people agree to these laws that other human beings made? I said, and then isn't it also amazing that depending on where you are in the hierarchy of law creation, that the laws that all you common folk are expected to abide by, depending on where you are in the hierarchy, the laws become bendable. They don't apply to you. And then when you get to a certain level, there is no law of your creation. There's a law that it releases when you start to operate at a certain frequency. It's like you get yourself on a certain frequency where there are existing laws in the spiritual field that govern that. And most people don't exist up there. They exist down here where man-made laws are. So that's why when they talk about ascension and elevate, most people can't ascend because they're disobedient as hell. So they never get a chance to get free of all the shackles that run you people down here. So then when you get up here into an elevated state, you hook into a frequency that's of a true, I shouldn't use the word spiritual, but it's sort of like the morality that happens when you start telling the truth. When you start, let's say you have a conversation with somebody where you both agree to start telling truth, even if it hurts and is difficult, and you guys don't have to like be nice. There's a certain congruency and harmony that occurs naturally when you start really telling hot truth. Right? So there's a certain law that's governing that frequency between you two people that is not, you two didn't create it. It just exists when you play at that level of truth. You understand what I'm saying? Sage said, woo! Hello from Jamaica. If I get told to do something, I talk myself out of it. Right? Does this make sense what I just described? Can you feel into that even if you've never experienced it before? Can you feel into that? So then when people start ascending, Marie said yes. When you start ascending, and you can only truly ascend when you're obedient. I'm curious to hear what you mean, you here listening to me now. What do you mean when you say ascend? When you say elevate, when you say ascend, when you say, uh, what else do y'all, words y'all use to describe a sort of spiritual elevation and enlightenment? Like, by your rise up, ascend, by your measurement, how does one rise up? How does that happen? I'm curious to hear. Does anybody here want to share your measurement of ascend and rise up? And so I was telling her how, where you want to go, the folks who run the world, and then the people right underneath, and then the people right, and then when we start talking about frequency, the reason why we look at, and even Jay-Z said it's evil but it's brilliant, is that depending on where your mind sits based on your level of obedience, right, and the frequency you choose to hook into, because see, when you really, and here we going, now we're going into another nuance, when you really say use me, for those of you who have a mission and you have said, ancestors, God, universe, use me, and then you get instruction and you don't do it, you immediately lower your frequency. Immediately. You immediately. That's when your thinking starts to get cloudy. And that's when you really start being like, I want to go get a reading. I want a tarot card reading. I want to go see an oracle. I need to just go. I need to, because you've clouded yourself by being disobedient. Y'all, you got to respect the unseen. If you don't respect it, you're going to be so muddied here on the physical plane. You say, use me. You say, let thy will be done. You say, please tell me what to do. Give me guidance. Direct my steps. Y'all don't even mean it. Maybe not you, right? Right. But how much do you actually mean that? And when you mean it, like for me, many times I've been like, for example, this is the most potent one. Let me use one more recent that I can think of. Um, I got instruction to start paying attention to Black women even before 2019. The first glimpse I got of it was 2017, and I ran from it for 2 years. And it wasn't even just Black women, it's really actually Black men and Black women and humanity. Ultimately, it was just starting with Black women, the original woman. It was just starting there. I'm gonna have to plug up my phone here in a minute. And disobedience, that's why I know what disobedience looks like, and I know what obedience looks like. Because I've been in and out of obedience. Like, okay, I obey, but then something that seems too big, like the woman who said 2 days ago, it's too much though. It's actually not. It's just, are you willing to step into it or not? And you need to understand, do you expect for it to just be like, Spirit told me to do this? Girl, I'm going to do it. Oh, girl, Spirit told me to do this? Ready. Spirit told me to do this. Girl, I got it all figured out. Let's go. Girl, Spirit told me to do this. I'm excited for what Spirit told me to do. Who do you know who's just like happy like that all the time? The ones who are happy like that, they already went through the gauntlet of being scared of what Spirit told them to do. Okay? So most of, I don't want to put that on you like that. Okay. So let me. Okay. You see how this is multi-pronged? It really is. And this is not, this is why, one, if you are a content creator, leader, visionary, you have a mission. Like the woman inside of Shadow Gold who I spoke with yesterday, who said to me, I have to do this. I know I'm supposed to do this. This woman is almost in her late 40s. She's already successful. She's a real estate investor. She's successful by worldly standards. She's married. So this is not a woman who is looking to like, I want to monetize my message kind of thing. Like a lot of people, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way. Absolutely monetize your message. But she's not one of those women. This is a woman who truly has a message. And when she speaks, I'm just like, yes, you need to bring this to the market. And she said to me on the phone yesterday, I know I have to. With conviction, I have to. And I don't know what's in it's just, I got to get out of my own way. All right. So the things that came up in that conversation was, one, I don't want to deal with being put on a pedestal. Because I talked to her about how One of the reasons why I'm so transparent, why I talk about the things I talk about that I don't even need to talk about, is because I know people put me on a pedestal. I know that there's people who are scared of me. They've told me, okay? And they create a separation because they see themselves a certain way. Remember, I told you, how do you really see yourself? And then they see me a certain way, and they're like, I'm not ready for Naima. I need to get ready for Naima. When you don't realize you start right where you are right now. So I share my flaws. I show up less than perfect with the hair completely done. Like my hair is not, this is twisted up. You know, this is all like incomplete in a way. You see what I mean? And so we talked about that. She said, I don't want to be put on the pedestal. She talked about she doesn't want, like so many of us, you don't want to deal with being perceived, people judging you, everything people gonna say, especially when you are really coming with a mission that's changing things. Okay? And so if you are what I just described and you know it's time for you to break your own limitations, it's time for you to get out of your own way and you're ready to command the world stage with your clear voice, command attention online, change lives, command money, say what you need to say for real, be who you need to be for real, and you know you need to go deep. That's another thing she and I talked about yesterday, how far behind Black women are. I said to her, let's just pretend her name is Rosa. I said, Rosa, you're aware that this conversation that we're having is exceptional, that the average Black woman would not be able to have this conversation and actually track and actually follow. So, and I said to her, I said, this is why you are not going to be able to really stand in this until you own that you are raising women up. Grown ass women. Yeah. We look good. Oh, we got degrees in real estate and we're articulate and all that. And we be childish. We be scared. We're not women. We're girls in women's bodies. So we go get another degree because we're insecure. We go and buy another piece of real estate because we're insecure. We go get real cute, right? Get that face beat. Go on a trip because we can do that easy. Go get the hair whipped because we can do that easy. Just throw a little money at that. And be 40, 50, 35 little girls. This is why Red Witch Thing said these PhD women getting ran around by what you call GED niggas. PhD women, wealthy women, moneyed women getting played by GED niggas. Why so many women related to Risa Tisa. Risa Tisa could only go viral if she had a bunch of people relating to that. If you were able to really look at that, you know, from multiple angles, you could see all of the women who feel how she felt, the insecurity, the whole I thought it was my time, wanting to be uh, uh, chosen, regarded a certain kind of a way, running around. And listen, Risa Tisa got her look, but I'm talking about those of us who use looks and material things as a means to display power when on a real, for real, we're lacking in power. So if you know that you have some semblance of this in yourself and you need to be like pissed off about this shit, like done that you're still hiding and you know what I mean? These women like who I talked to yesterday, she knows she got it, even with the insecurities. You know, she owned up to the fact of how childish she can be. And listen, we are not demeaning childlike essence in ourselves, because that is lovely. A childlike essence that's engaged in deliberately. What I'm talking about is when the little girl in you is running your show. When you have a message to bring to the world, when you are underdeveloped emotionally, so you can't get out here on the world stage because you ready to cry. You can't even deal with hundreds of thousands and millions of people looking at you, respecting you, coming to you for guidance, wanting to pay you, looking for you to help guide their lives. Because you still very much are like a 16-year-old emotionally, although you got a real estate portfolio and you live in a nice house and you married with a big butt and you look good. If that's you and you know you're ready to break through, you need to come into my Embody Your Platform Unapologetically Masterclass. It's high level, it's deep, but only come if you're ready. You can register with the link in my bio. Again, it's called Embody Your Platform Unapologetically. Embody Your Platform Unapologetically. How much truth are you willing to accept? Yes. Growing mentally. I've missed some of you guys' comments, pardon me. Growing up mentally, physically, emotionally, exactly. Mary said, I love that. Respect the unseen. So true. We pray but don't understand what the purpose is. And speaking of prayer, who here is prays? Or share with me what your thing is when you're looking for guidance. Do you pray? Do you talk to the ancestors, which is a kind of prayer? Do you meditate? Do you go for a long walk? Are you on a trip? What do you do when you're truly seeking for level up guidance, true transformation guidance? You're truly ready to ascend in your purpose and in an extraordinary life. What do you do? I'm curious. Thank you for following Molinaire. Thank you for following Reggie B. Layla say your demeanor is for sure intimidating, not to me, but I see how others could gather that. Yeah, it's a thing. The desire, Alicia, the desire to control and judge are my biggest setbacks. Yes, you're not alone. Self-awareness brings healing to me. Very good. You're not alone. The desire to control and judge. Yep. You are not alone, darling. Hey, Lady T. That's totally talking to me. I'm done hiding too. I'm 54 and feel I resort to 16-year-old thoughts. Yeah. I isolate and get quiet. Yeah. And just sit quiet, huh? And do you wait for an inspiration to move, Sage? Do you wait for like clear voice? Like what do you do? I need to plug this phone up now, y'all. Hold on. So, um, so y'all know it's different kinds of prayers, right? Right? You know a prayer that you pray, it's a lightweight prayer, right? It's like your everyday prayer maybe, right? And then who here has experienced this where you really get sick of yourself? Was it last year? It was either early last year or the year before, where it was a window of time where I was talking to a lot of women who were saying, I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of myself. Basically, I'm sick of my thoughts. I'm sick of my decision making. No matter, and this is falls into that controlling somebody here talked about, or even what I talked about the other day about how we create these egoic. How I say one of the high level alchemical things is to have sex with somebody who totally deflates your ego. You have sex with somebody who totally deflates your ego. I repeat, you have sex with someone who totally deflates your ego, right? So you choose an asshole on purpose. You choose someone who makes it difficult on purpose, who that somehow he's able to reach that spot in you that makes you want to control, that makes you sick of yourself because you're trying to control everything. I need it to be in order. Or you want to come in and know the lay of the land first. That's all controlling behavior. How does this work? Well, how do you know? Well, you want to know what's on the other side of the door without actually going through the door? Huh? You want to know how it's all going to look before you actually do it? You spend 17,000 years doing due diligence. You go get 3 degrees and all of this study and certifications because you want to control. And Red Witch Things talked about that. You want to control how people are going to perceive you. So you think if you get a bunch of letters on your name and you get some kind of certifications that qualifies you as looking good so you can dictate how people perceive you because you don't want them to see the truth of you. These are all gripping behaviors. Huh? You want to, I need everything to look a certain way. No, you better, no, I do it when I want, I do it when I want to. No, right? And then you just go in circles. You're getting older and older and older in the same spot. You collecting all this material stuff, but energetically, you're in the same spot. You collecting all of these certifications and travel and getting fat. You do it all, but you are still, and then I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of myself. And then how many of you have been in a place where you finally magnetized the man who somehow his energy was able to grip that part of you that brought you to your knees, and you were so glad that something outside of you was able to drag you down and submit your will because you couldn't take yourself out of egoic control? Are we gonna get the fuck? This is the work you do when you come into my world. I'm sick of you black bitches. You tired and predictable. Yeah, I said it. Ain't you tired of yourself? Yeah, you is. Everybody know how to trigger you. The white bitches grabbing you hoes by the neck every day. They come create some video where black women get all around it, share it, all triggered and emotional. Right? What? We know what you're going to think, what you're going to say, when you're going to withdraw, how you feel, how you're going to move. But I thought you was the original woman. I thought you was like the mother of humanity. What the fuck is going on here? Like, I told y'all I'm an alien, okay? I'm on a whole other level. I'm on a whole other level. And I don't mean that on some I'm better than you, get on my level type shit. Bitch, I ran from this. It's not like I got in line and said, let's go. Layla said, a man told me I was predictable. I said, boy, exactly. And y'all be so see-through. That's why Tony Gaskins was like, I don't know how these men keep getting over on you women. Y'all know Tony Gaskins? Who here know Tony Gaskins? The dating coach, the good guy, the church Christian man. That so many women listen to. He said, I don't know how these men, he said, the shit I'll be listening to, y'all be going through, how do y'all let these men play you? He said, y'all need to understand, men are insecure by nature. Y'all heard Tony say that? He said, men are insecure by nature. They needy, they scared, they need a woman, they want a woman, they scared, they insecure. Tony told you that? Now do you believe it since he told it to you? Because see, when I tell it to you, I say it, oh, she a bitter bitch. Oh, she... Is he? Apparently, a lot of people think he's worth listening to. Why you ask that question, Murray? You feel like he ain't worth listening to? Yep, he said that once visited my church in South Africa. Let me come read your comments. I had some hard times, and I told my friends about it, and they all, I had some hard times, and I told my friends about it, and they all gossip about me. It's the worst. How is that relevant to what we're talking about? Tell me what I'm missing here. Thank you for following Michelle. Hello, hello, hello. I lost a great guy because I ruined it. How did you ruin it? It's restricting because you're like, which way do I motherfucking move with all this info? You go the way where the feeling is. Layla, you said you wait for the feeling. So I wanted to speak a bit about prayer and how, yeah, I've heard this before. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir what I'm getting ready to say, but sometimes we need to hear something again or spoken from another angle. So I was talking about different kinds of prayers, lightweight everyday prayers, and then when you sick of yourself, and that's why I started talking about that season where I was meeting a lot of women who was like, I'm just sick of myself, sick of my thoughts, sick of my same ass behaviors, sick of ending up in the same spot. And so when you get like that, right, don't you pray different? When you really get sick of yourself, you pray different. Yes or no? You start demanding shit, right? I was on the phone with a woman maybe like 2 months ago, and she said, "You know what? I was sick of it, and I told God, listen, I'm done with this shit. Make this shit clear, or I'm done with this shit." And usually, when you got to get to that point where you like, listen, right, with God or universe or ancestors, whoever you talk to, it's because you've already been disobedient for a while. So then your discernment got cloudy, your sight got cloudy. You do this to yourself. Go listen to Tony Gaskins. He talks about men are insecure and humans are insecure in their own ways. That's a whole other conversation about if you want to talk about it from a scientific angle of the X and Y chromosome, and so how you're born as an X or Y chromosome, and then so in the nature, the base nature of the male and the base nature of the female. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But if you just start telling the truth about yourself and are in honest conversation with men, which is it's very hard to do, which is why so many people don't really know the base nature of themselves or men. And what we do is we, instead of going down into the base nature, we sort of come up and we hover around here, where we try to exist in these roles and just try to make it work right here based on man-made law. That's a whole other conversation. Murray, I have listened to a few content creators, but I only want to just spend my time listening to quality. Right. And how do you determine quality, right? That's subjective. Always. Like yours. I love it. I'll listen to Tony if I can grow and learn. Okay. I called on the powers of Moldavia during my prayer and then wonder why my life fell apart. Who is Moldavia? Yes, cloudy as right here. Yeah. Peru. Hi, Peru. How should we pray? How does me? God bless you. Hard to be a healthy mom. Oh, you talking about the video that's going viral right now? That video is really going viral. All right. So about prayer, let's talk about prayer. And somebody asked you, how do you pray? God-based content. Oh, hi. You're welcome. So remember I said earlier that perhaps most of you, don't actually respect the unseen world. You respect what you can see more than everything that's influencing what you can see. Let me repeat that. You have higher regard and respect and trust of everything you can see, which, by the way, remember, your sight is distorted. I can put money on that for most of y'all. Based on what you can see, me, your house, your bank account, your body, the people who you look at when you walk around, your children, your friends, your spouse, other content creators on the internet. You trust what you can see more than you can trust what's influencing everything you see. What do you hear when I say that? So y'all trust the effect, you don't trust the cause. You don't want to work in the cause, you want to work in the effect. You're moved by the effect, you're not moved by the cause. Yeah, what do you hear when I say that? Iman said, I'm learning how to respect universal law and the divine. There you go. What do you hear when I say that? Right. Tamika said, we only respect the seen. Exactly. So if your security and what you trust and believe only exists in what you can see, that means your creation is limited on what you can see out here. Your faith is only believed on what you can see out here. Your willingness to take action on a thing is only based on what you can see out here. But what about your mind? What about your imagination? What about your dreams? And the imagination and dreams of everybody else? And what frequency that puts you on when you make friends with people who only trust what they can see versus when you make friends with people who know that their imagination and vision and dreams and taking the power, because that's where you have the ultimate power. You don't have the ultimate power out here. Your ultimate power is in your mind, in your imagination, in your faith. And then having, nurturing that power, multiplying that power, because then that creates what we see, you see out here. So, prayer, when you start praying hard, right? Because you got sick of yourself. And then not only praying from a, because there's degrees of prayer, the begging kind of prayer, right? That's not, you just killing yourself with that. The desperate prayer, the I hope prayer, right? You're not saying I hope, but you're praying, you're like, gosh, I hope this come through. In your heart, inside of you, you praying, you're having communication with the unseen, you're having communication with God, you're having communication with the ancestors, and you because you've been in this pattern that you don't like, or you doubt, or your self-esteem is insecure, or you failed a lot over the last few years, or you lost everything, or you're going through a low season, and right, and so you're praying, but there's a party that doesn't believe. That's also a poor prayer. And that's why the prayers that come when you get sick of yourself, and when you get sick of yourself, it's like all of the ways, like the one I just described, of praying but not really believing, expecting, or begging, or being doubtful, or desperation, and all that. When you, those ways, when you get sick of that, when you get sick of trying to control, as I described earlier, all that, then you pray a prayer where they say, give it up to God. That's when you start truly. But the issue is that you've only been able to get there because you got sick of yourself. So then how do you stop the whole sick of yourself and get there now? Because, and here's the nuance, and this makes me think of what Layla has been talking about and being here. And I talked about this when I talked about breaking curses, how much our shadow selves like struggle. Don't you love the drama of hardship sometimes? Tell the truth. Like, if you don't, fine. But don't, when you think back to some of the times that you've overcome, or you're in a low place, and wasn't there something that was kind of gritty about it? While we love the story of triumph in movies, like The Pursuit of Happiness. Oh my God, he slept in the bathroom with his son. He lost his shirt. That poor homeless guy tried to take that one machine that he had to sell to make the money to pay rent. His woman left him. You know, he was sleeping in a shelter. Oh my God, he was just so down and out. And he persevered and he pushed, and then he got the big job at the financial firm. Oh my God, didn't we just eat that up? So I'm linking this to the whole prayer thing. There's so many layers here. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? The dynamism of this content? This, when you like the pain, when you like the lowness, but you don't admit the lowness, it actually feels like life is against you. You truly believe that. You truly feel that. When you actually like it, but you don't admit it. Okay? Again, if you actually like it, but you don't admit it. If that's not you, then obviously this doesn't apply to you. Okay? And so when you can, in this moment, look at how much, for those of you who have gotten sick of yourself, those of you who are like the woman I talked to yesterday inside of Shadow Gold, who was like, I have to, I know this is for me, who knows she has literally, she is going to be lifting Black women up around money in a powerful way when she really launches into this thing. She knows, we know. There's no doubt, but she's not moving and she's sick of herself. And this woman is, listen, she's about to be damn near half a century on this earth, okay? And you know that it's you in the way. You come with a prayer. Don't pray at all if you don't mean it. Don't pray. Don't do a prayer just because you want to feel like you're doing something. Your best bet in that moment is just to say, not now. When you start trying to do all that trickery with yourself and lie to yourself, you start to distort your discernment. You start to distort your clear thinking. You start to distort yourself. That's how powerful you are. Do you see how that can happen? Or how you've even done that in the past? I really want some water. I really want some water. Tamika said, we don't admit it, but our life choices tell us we do like it. Exactly. She is me. I prayed that today. Hey, Luminous. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I just said this rising that I'm sick of my recovery story, ready for a new chapter. Yeah. And are you really? And even that, like, do you like being sick of it? Do you like the whole, oh, I'm sick of this shit? And being at that place of being hungry for the next thing because it feels like the next adrenaline go? What did you eat up, Sage? You are the universe. I'm not fooling with you, Layla. I already know what game you playing. So, one, if you really are over it, and let me just tell you right now, the masterclass is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow. Masterclass is happening mañana. The Embody Your Platform Unapologetic. And Layla, I'm not even saying the masterclass is for you because the masterclass is for content creators, visionaries, and leaders who are really ready to invest in themselves. Okay? So ultimately, I'm going to be inviting you guys into Shadow Gold. Who I want y'all to. Before I go on, does anybody have any questions? Wait, I just totally, hold on. We're talking about, okay, sorry. Gosh, I did it. Well, I did it. So I defined obedience. What obedience look like? Let's go there. But before I go on, we're getting ready to go into what obedience looks like, feels like, and then uh, we'll see. Oh, wow, look at, I'm in a cool area. I haven't even walked outside. Literally, I got dropped off by Uber, came in here, looked around, and set up shop. I haven't even been outside to see. I mean, I can see things from the window, but as we were pulling up, I was like, oh, wow, there's stuff around here. I need to get out and go walk around. If you're new here, my name is Naima. I'm the founder of the Academy for Womanhood. I work in helping women come into full power so they can command the world stage. And my specialty and focus right now is the original woman and exploring the largely unexplored template power of the original woman so that she can bring her message to the world stage, command attention, command money, and lift up humanity, raise up humanity with her message. You can only talk here if you have a profile photo. Because you don't want to do better yet, Layla. That's why. Start there, and then maybe you can make some real progress. You don't want to do better right now. I talked about this on live stream 2 days ago about I recommended a book called Sacred Success, A Course in Financial Miracles. And the woman who wrote the book talked about either one of her clients or one of her peers' clients, a grown woman with all of the accoutrements of success, saying that, but she was bored with herself, right? Because the material things never fill you up. And she was telling her, either her therapist or mentor or somebody, about this struggle she was having with creating what she really wanted in her life. And she realized in her session that there was a part of her that didn't really want to grow up. So if you're wondering why you're not growing up, it's because you don't want to yet. There's another part of you that's looking for attention. You cannot force this. This is you not respecting the deeper parts of yourself. Okay, let me watch it because I feel myself starting to get passionate. Let me read something to y'all. Very good. So I carried these books with me on the plane. Y'all know I recommend these books all the time. Here it is. Take a screenshot. Into the Heart of the Feminine. Let me read to y'all what I was reading on the plane. Into the Heart, this is the name of the book. Into the Heart of the Feminine, Facing the Deaf Mother Archetype to Reclaim Love, Strength, and Vitality. Reclaiming the Deaf Mother Archetype to reclaim love, strength, and vitality and grow the fuck up, okay? I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying this is the work that my company is helping women do. Because grow up. You want an extraordinary life, yes or no? So this chapter is called Finding Your Voice. Chapter 11, Finding Your Voice. Give me a minute to find exactly what I was reading that I want to share with you. Jesus Christ, come on. It was here on this chapter. What it talked about is the way the feminine, I thought it was at the beginning. Hold on one second. Damn, I wanted to read it to you verbatim to really have it straight from. Oh, here we go. I found it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. One of the deepest longings. So this book is written by a husband and wife. Okay, Italian couple. I love Italy. One of the deepest longings in my early life and young adulthood was to be heard. I wanted to speak and have people listen, pay attention, honor, and understand. As I have worked with women over the years, because her and her husband worked with clients using a lot of the Jungian, Carl Jung, a lot of the Jungian methodologies and principles. As I have worked with women over the years, I have come to believe that one of our greatest longings is to have our own voice. I was surprised to find that young men longed for the same thing, or rather, longed for their anima. The anima is the feminine in a man. Okay, and the concept of anima and animus, Carl Jung expounded upon it in his own way, although he's not the first one to talk about that. So I was surprised to find that young men long for the same thing, or rather, long for their anima, their feelings, and their values to have a voice. The deaf mother and the patriarchy have silenced the voice of the feminine so drastically that in far too many cases, we cannot hear it within ourselves. We need to recover our voice first so that we can hear it and then speak it. I'm reading this because I got inflated when Layla talked about, and not just Layla, I hear these things all the time in different words said differently by different women. And so many of us are so in disregard of who we are, our ways, the subtleties of ourself, like where our power actually lives. It lives behind the subtleties of us. It lives at the entry of our vaginal walls. It lives behind sensation that we feel. It lives in all the nuances and the smell and the intuitive insights. And it rests in all that. But all that is feminine. And the patriarchy has shut the feminine down, even in men. Men don't even want to feel so often. So when Layla and other women say things like, what did I hear? What did I hear? What did I hear that made me go, um, I won't do better, or the woman who said in Sacred Success, or maybe I don't want to grow up. Because really growing up, there's a rite of passage, there's a ownership of everything that I just described where your power lives. And society doesn't respect that. Society doesn't respect a woman saying, I just feel like we should do this. Society doesn't respect true self-care of a woman. Society doesn't value, they don't value the feminine. They don't value softness. They don't value taking your time. They don't value exploration. They don't value receptivity. They don't value patience. When I say they, I'm talking about society. Especially when we start talking about American society, it's about produce, work, look good, make money, what you doing, get busy. We all just smell the flowers and lay down and think about it and take your time and beauty. Oh my God, how about that? No, we don't want beauty. We want efficiency. Get it done fast. How we can put this thing in a factory and churn out 100 of these things in a second. I don't want this shit to take, I don't care if it's going to look better, last longer, feel better if we give it more time. I need to crank out 100 of these things in the next 30 seconds because I'm trying to hit these numbers because we got investors over here that we got to pay. We need to take this company public. We need to go on, we need to do these things. So we can't be taking our time, listening, going out to hear and feel what aligns and clicks, inspiration, smelling, being patient, hearing, receiving, playing. Play? Bitch, you better get to work. So then, this is why I say all of this performative femininity, most men don't even know feminine. Most men, a woman could perform and he would call it femininity. She can alter her voice like this, put on a dress, look good, have her hair nice, position her body in very closed or small ways, like this, like this. Be petite, make sure you be petite, lose all the weight you can, lose all the weight you can, and do things that make you appear like this. Make sure your voice, do not breathe deep and live fully in your body. No, hell no. That's actually feminine. Living in your body, no. You have to disconnect from your body to even look and feel feminine to a lot of men. I can go so deep into this shit. Y'all gonna be mad as fuck if I go deep off into this shit. How much the feminine is disrespected. How a woman can't even protect her man when she disconnected from her body. Because she's going to be in survival mode. Her counsel is going to be from a survival mode place. Her choices is going to be from a survival mode place when she disconnects from her body. Your body has wisdom far beyond what this going to do. And living fully in your body, breathing, where it's normal for you to breathe from your deep belly, where your belly actually comes out versus how most of us are living from here, breathing from here, which is all survival. Your brain ain't even functioning as best as it can until, and it's not even functioning as best as it can, but you're thinking is so much better when you breathe from your belly. But when you breathe from your belly, that deepens your voice. When you deepen your voice, you appear unlike the patriarchal feminine that's allowed. Girl, they'd have killed a woman like me. So you have to look and don't think too much. Let him do it. Don't just agree. Just agree. Just be agreeable. I agree. Oh, my king. Telling me your king, tell him all these things so he feel. And any woman could decide she want to perform that and they'll call that feminine. I could decide I want to do that today. I know exactly what to do. And the fact that we all know what to put on to appear feminine lets us know how false it is. Girl, all you gotta do, Mari, is everything I just said, do it. They gonna believe me, they gonna flock to you. They gonna flock. You gonna see them all around. It's not hard to do. Just appear that way. That's it. Just appear that way. Just for to see, just to research. Just appear that way. Put on a dress. Don't move and like don't. This is why I say you cannot live in your body fully when you want to appear patriarchal feminine. Because when a woman really lives in her body, she's alive. Well, first of all, we traverse a lot of pain and sadness because a lot of us, we disconnect from our bodies because we are sad and in pain. So there's a sort of disassociation so we can cook the food for the kids and do work and take care of the house and whatever we do. So there's a disassociation. When we start feeling again, a lot of pain starts to rise. A lot of sadness starts to rise. And when we start to fully inhabit our bodies, where like our movements aren't thought through 10 times before we move and walk, when we're around other people, when we're breathing deep, when we feel good in our body, you're going to move with much more fluidity. So you're going to look, we're going to see it and feel it when you walk, and men are intimidated by that. They don't, I should say males are intimidated by that. Men like that, real men. But boys, call them grown boys, they don't like that. That's why to go perform this, just to see how a variety of males will flock to you, don't move too much. Don't move with too much freedom. Move more like calculated, like don't walk, with too much. You can put a little swivel in your hips, but don't walk with too much confidence and strength. Like, don't do that. You got to walk sort of like, smile, smile. It's a whole performance, and they will call you feminine. Are you married? I talked to an ex-lover of mine yesterday. So, Caribbean man. We haven't talked in, I don't know, some years. Actually, well, I think we may have spoken last year briefly. But I was telling him about, I said to him, you didn't like me. I knew you didn't like me. And I didn't respect you. This was the conversation we had. You didn't like me and I didn't respect you. And he said to me, I loved you, but I didn't like your ways, is what he said. I loved you, but I didn't like your ways. I said, what do you mean? He said, you were so expressive. Every time we went out, it felt like you were flirting with people, is what he said to me. I said, what do you mean, flirting? And he said, it's like you were expressive, like you didn't have any connection with me. And I said, what does my expression have to do with my connection with you? And he said, well, you were just so like friendly and talkative and you smiled and you didn't have any regard. It's like you didn't have any regard that you was with your man. First of all, you wasn't my man, you was my lover. But it's like you didn't have any regard that I was your man. I said, by me, he said, I said, just by me being me, interacting with people. And I did this with everybody. This was not me like literally flirting with a man. But here's what happens when you are not self-conscious in a way where you keep yourself small, which is what most women do, and you are free in your body, and you like yourself. How about that? You like yourself a lot. You like how you think. You like your quirks. You like your mistakes. You like your pace. You like how you learn. You like how you consider. You like you. And so you're not like, you know, looking at people in, negative ways. You see things in a positive way. You're not perfect. You got your days where you a bitch, right? But when you're like that, you're naturally with people. You know what I mean? You treated everyone the same and he didn't feel special. But he's also a very insecure man. He's a very insecure man, like most men are. And part of what they need so much from us is to tell him, you're doing a good job. I love you. I appreciate that. You my king. I need you. You're important to me. I appreciate you. They need that, right? And there's nothing wrong. It's really nothing wrong with these things. It's a problem when, oh boy, and we were able to have this because he never wanted to have honest conversations with me when we were actual lovers, because I was honest with him then, and he said he did like that. He said it's just like he said when God made you, he sent me this yesterday. He said, Naima, you're a different kind of woman. He said a man has to really conform to getting to know you. uh yeah. Yeah. You know? And I bring that up to talk about how when you really become a woman, which is what most men have never been with a woman, married with kids, and they've never been with a woman, have had sex with 100 women and have never been with a woman, because woman is taboo. What do I mean by woman? You inhabit your body. In order for you to inhabit your body, you get comfortable with feeling deeply, feeling into your belly, feeling your pussy, enjoying being in your body, trusting the sensations and the feelings that you get and allowing yourself to respond to them, allowing yourself to be turned on by simple things, the way the air feels on your skin in the room that you're in, the way things smell. Like when you meet people, you actually engage with them. When you speak from a deep place because you exist deeply inside yourself. Most men are totally, oh my God, a woman scares away most males. Amira said probably because we're human beings too. You know we're human, right? I don't blame him for that because I went through a phase of that too. Thank you for sharing the live, Ashley. Appel said you so good. Right on, yeah. And this takes work, what I'm talking about. Like, this is what women are doing inside of Shadow Gold right now. Mashika. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that. But anyway, another woman who's inside of Shadow Gold, she's just like, one, as I'm going through Shadow Gold, I'm noticing how much more I'm resting. Because Shadow Gold is about real feminine power. Not this kind that men get to, I gotta perform this kind of femininity so then you can feel like a man. Ladies, your womanhood is not dependent on how a man treats you. It's not dependent on how he treats you, sees you. And a man's manhood is not dependent on how you treat him. If he only feels like a man when you play small, that shit is dysfunctional. If he only feels like a man when you perform femininity, as this book says, patriarchy has killed and suppressed the feminine so much that women don't even know their voices. And when their voice comes up, they push that thing down and judge it. I can't. I can't do that. I can't. An audio that I saved yesterday, a woman was saying basically she has a hard time appreciating Mother's Day because we don't really appreciate mothers, because if we did, we would care for mothers. Mothers only seem to get to rest when they become sick. Oh no, you have duties. Oh, and then when she gets sick, she's blamed for being sick. Then when she ends up in the hospital, it's like, oh, we got to take care of mom because now the kids need mom. But wait a minute, did you think that before she got sick? The deaf mother and the patriarchy have silenced the voice of the feminine so drastically, meaning you living in your body. What? Living in your body? That sounds like some Jezebel shit. What you mean living in your body? What you mean living in your body? That sounds like some hoe shit, some Jezebel. My lover, ex-lover, who I was talking to yesterday. You seem too much like you might leave, like you too free, like because they want to, they scared, fear losing you. So you can't be too free. No, yeah. I don't want no man coming after you. I don't want the competition of another man trying to come after you. This is why I need me a simple woman. I don't want no hot woman. How many men have you heard say that? Nah, I don't want one of them fine things. They can't afford her. And I'm not even talking about money. Get a profile photo if you want to talk in here, please. Thank you. Screenshot it. Pretty much all of your voices have been silenced. As I was saying, this other things that women experience when they start going through shadow gold is the ways so many of you are just in everyday interactions. You're not true at your deep level. Like, why do you want your? Tell me what you want. Let's get into some. Let's get down into some real for real shit that's going on. I know there's a number of y'all who just like to be here because you like the lies. But what about those of y'all who really do have missions? What about those of you who really want full power, sensual power? You really do want to help women come into their sensual power. You really do want to live an extraordinary life. For real. Not just because I'm here and I'm saying it, but this is on your heart and soul. You want to live an extraordinary life. You want to monetize your message a lot. Like you want to do multiple six figures, seven figures, multiple monetizing your message. You want, or tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Let's get into some stuff. Because I already feel like I've gone off and how do you battle the darkness of isolation while embracing learning yourself? So it's a mental game. That's another thing I was talking to my mother about this morning. It's a mental game. You have to learn how to install positive thoughts. So who do you? There's a book called. Let me hold on. Let me hold on one second. If I can find it. You have to install positive thoughts while you are doing your work because you're gonna be battling in your own mind. So if your mind is weak, you're gonna struggle with being in the dark and you're gonna judge yourself and everything that's gonna be happening is gonna be what's going on in your head. So while you're in the dark, also work on installing the thoughts that really align with the life that you know you're ultimately working toward. Again, install the thoughts that align with what you ultimately are working towards. So, the person who asked that question, Nina, what are you working toward? Moving to Italy? What are you working toward? A hot body? What are you working toward? A real estate career? What are you working toward? So, answer that question in the chat. What are you working toward? Make this concrete, make this real. And let's just say your move to Italy is what you're working toward. And that represents living an extraordinary life to you. I am in the dark, building myself toward my extraordinary life of moving to Italy. I know Italy is for me. I know that I have the power to install new thoughts. I install this new thought right now and put them up on your wall. Go back to it. Listen to videos from other people that echo that. And before you go to bed, have it playing on your phone or whatnot. When you wake up, have it on the wall, play it. You'll start to see yourself operating from that while you're in the dark. Because there's a season for dark, and you need to be able to really get the gold in the dark, because a lot of y'all be running from the dark because you get dominated up here and the dark starts to feel scary. So if you don't know how to work with your mind in private, you're not going to have the success you want. So I mentioned Norman Vincent Peale. Go to you, and I'm recommending him because I've been listening to Brenda Burchard lately. Brenda Burchard is a high performance coach who I really dig, and he mentioned Norman Vincent Peale the other day, and it reminded me of Norman Vincent Peale. He's one of the, like one of the white grandfathers of modern day positive thinking and motivation, and so, but he is good. But you can go to um, Amazon and just type Norman Vincent Peale and see if any of the book titles appeal to you, because he's written several books. The Power of Positive Thinking. You can if you think you can. All right, I've been silenced and minimized my whole life. You have a mission. Um, but I've always knew. Yeah, okay. Thank you for following, Marianne. I know, right? He's an old white guy, so he's only really talked about amongst the certain groups. Hey, Mashika. Freeze the mind. Oh, that's beautiful. Have you already written a book, Luminous? An empire of healthy women. Oh, beautiful. Healthy as in, what do you mean when you say healthy? You mean holistically, or do you mean something more specific? Or do you mean the whole woman? The money, the body, the heart, the mind? It's just about my kids, but I know I need to do better for myself to help my. Okay. I want to share my testimony, use my voice. I just don't know where to start on content. I think you know where to start. You just haven't focused your attention there yet. Because this stuff is really easy. I think I don't, well enough. I don't even know where I need to be. Yeah. Well, um, choosing, you can decide that you're no longer going to be in a place of, I don't know myself well enough. I don't even know where I need to be. You can hang out there. Or you can say, I don't want to hang out here anymore. I want to know who I am. I want to. But if you don't want to, you'll hang out right where you are, which is why I told Layla earlier. She was like, why can't I just do it? Well, because you don't want to do it. And if you just tell the truth, you get a kind of power right there. Yeah, so a lot of y'all, you're going to hang out and struggle until you clarify, right? I think for a good number of you, you need to really just own that you want to struggle right now. You like the lack of responsibility, the lack of direction that being confused gives you. You like that, oh, I don't have to do nothing. You don't, not consciously, and I'm not saying this is all of you, I'm saying this is some of you. You like, because see, when you're in sort of like indecision, I don't know, I've been thinking about it, I've been praying about, and you just sort of hanging out there, it's sort of, you get to be off the hook. You don't have any responsibility of taking action, of planning, of having any order. And because you are not developed and you got all the mental doubt and whatever else is going on in there, it's just easier to hang out. And it's not until you either get sick of yourself or you have a near death experience or something happens that's aggressive in your life. Somebody dies, something happens, you get old enough and you're like, age, mortality has a way of waking niggas up. When you start feeling yourself closer to death, you feel it viscerally, that sometimes that'll get you to move. um, I know a woman, her husband served her divorce papers out of the blue. You got to be really disconnected from your husband to get divorce papers out of the blue that you didn't see coming. She's married to this man for years. You got to be disconnected to get served divorce papers truly out of the blue. There was a part of you that was not connected there. But the when we are like how y'all doing it, women are doing this at all levels. High income, low income. Women are doing this at all levels, avoiding, running, hiding, waiting, thinking they can do something else to distract them. Oh, this is more important. All levels, women are doing this. And when you live like that, you trigger something to jolt you. And for this woman, it was her husband serving her divorce papers out of the blue. When we dissect that, it was not out of the blue. She just was avoiding, and she is. This is a woman who's, I know who she is, we've talked. She was avoiding, trying to control, hiding, resisting her power, resisting her mission. And when you truly have a mission and you resist it, you're going to pay for that. And that's one of the ways she paid for that. And again, this happens at all levels. Open to all. I'm done struggling and ready for a real intersectional responsibility. So it's for mission driven women. Read the details on the page. If the details on the page speak to you, let's do it. More of a fear of missing out. That's not going to drive you long enough. That don't have enough grit deep down in there when shit get hard. You ain't going to give a fuck about missing out. Learning, developing myself. I find new parts I enjoy that conflict with, learning, developing myself. I find new parts I enjoy that conflict with my wants. Oh, that's just own it. Just accept that you have multiple pieces. You know, you have multiple pieces. This is all of us. You're not alone in this. And once you just accept these multiple pieces, you won't have that conflict anymore. Sounds like you need to do some self-approval, which is what we do inside of Shadow Gold. All of y'all, if you want the power that I've been talking about here today, all of y'all need to go buy Shadow Gold today. You can go buy Shadow Gold right now with the link in my bio. We're going to schedule a call after you buy for us to hop on a private call, because I want to have a private call with everybody who buys Shadow Gold. Then you're going to come inside the Facebook group, which is included in Shadow Gold. And every Monday, I answer questions. You can answer questions in there. You can go live in there. You can share your voice. You can connect with other women who are inside of Shadow Gold. And then once a quarter, we meet on Zoom. And our next one is actually coming up. I think it's in May. What is this? March, April, May. Okay, yeah. So about what? Month and a half-ish. And so for those of you who truly are done with struggle, like for real, not just like you love the masturbation of being tired of struggle. You love the cycle. I'm sick of this shit. Okay, I'm going to do this. Psh, crash. I'm sick of this shit. Crash. I'm sick of this shit. Go take action. Do something else. Crash. Not you. But those of you who are ready for an extraordinary life, you're ready to write the book, publish the book. You're ready to be visible on the world stage. You're ready to play a big game. You're ready to get out of your own way. You're ready to be in connection with powerful women. You're ready to share your message. For those of you, I think it was Luminous here who says she has a story, a message. She wants to really, I know the book, but do you also want to coach and mentor? You know what I mean? You want to coach and you want to mentor and you want to be an authority online with whatever the message is around your story. You need to sign up for Shadow Gold today. Matter of fact, book a call with me. If you see somewhere on this, right here on the live screen, does it say book a call or book something? Book a call. I'll be happy. I'm available this evening. This evening, I'm going to leave here in a minute and go look around, and or we'll talk tomorrow. Maybe one person today, and then if I have other calls, we'll talk tomorrow. Tomorrow, getting to know things as I prepare for Saturday. Book a call, or I don't think it's actually booking a call. It's like putting your information in there, and then I'll follow up with you. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Naima. I'm a power mentor. I help women come into their full power, command the world stage, command the life, command the extraordinary life, and really have the fulfillment by bringing their message forward. That's where we're going. The fulfillment, the true, what y'all talk about being illuminated. You really want to be illuminated? Okay. Because I can, girl, yes. Okay. True illumination, true freedom, true power, bringing all your alien powers forward, getting over all that low shit that get in the way, worried about judgment, worried about being canceled, being attacked, worried about your mama and your boyfriends and men and women won't love you, won't like you, being ostracized, being attacked, getting over all of that and commanding the stage, being able to handle any and everything that gets in the way. And it's going to take some time, and you're going to be able to be inside of this group for the rest of 2024 to be supported when you buy Shadow Gold right now. So when you buy, you get access to the course immediately. Inside the course is the link to come inside the Facebook group. When I see that you have bought, I contact you to book a call. So we're going to be talking. For that call, who knows? That may happen on Monday. But then also because I'm doing other things and we're meeting on Saturday here in Atlanta. But then every Monday, I answer questions because you're going to start applying this material immediately inside of Shadow Gold. And then as you're applying it, you can come inside the Facebook group where you are supported for all of this year. So you are held and supported for all of this year. Okay. So you're not alone. You're not like in your own head with your own thoughts, ruminating like I know plenty of you all do. Just same thoughts going around, getting sick of yourself, not getting anywhere. Shadow gold, shadow gold, shadow gold, shadow gold, shadow gold, shadow gold. Go get it right now with the link in my bio. Mashika says shadow gold has changed my life. Mashika, will you tell us how it's changed your life? Matter of fact, why don't you come on now with me? Can you request to come on now? Unless you feel like you don't look good. Welcome, Harmony. Who has questions about Shadow Gold? Go read the page right now and then bring me your questions. Go read the page right now and then ask me your questions. And Mashika, share with us how Shadow Gold has changed your life. And then who else has questions? My company is the Academy for Womanhood. We coach and mentor women into their full power, particularly mission-driven women. I'm starting a community called Woman, and that's going to be for any and all women who want their power, whether you explicitly want to be public facing and bring your message to the world or not. It's for all women who want their power. That's $99 a month. The wait list is going right now. All women are welcome. I've been having several white women message me over the last 2-3 days asking if they are welcome. White women are welcome inside. All women, no matter your ethnicity, your race, where you're from, your religion, are welcome inside of Shadow Gold and inside of Woman. Okay, Woman is going to be $99 a month. Get yourself on the wait list with the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio, get on the wait list for Woman, and sign up for Shadow Gold. I'm going to sit here and wait because I want you to go read details about Shadow Gold and then come back here with your questions. Dang, I've been here for 90 minutes already. I'm ready to eat just about. Speaking of eating, man, oh my God. It is such I haven't been on a plane in like 2 years, and I was reminded of how much we got to guard our mouth when we're traveling. Because I didn't, first of all, I intermittent fast for 16. First it was 12 hours. Now I've been doing 16 hours. I intermittent fast so my eating window is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And my flight was 6:30, and I was already hungry, which is unusual for me to be hungry at 6:30 in the morning. So I hadn't eaten anything, and then it's like, and I had some cashews with me. So then I am eating cashews on the plane. So I'm already out of by eating cashews, but then it was like I ate the snack, and that's part of what had my nose. I ate the snacks on the plane, and I don't eat packaged food because of all the chemicals and stuff in it, and I knew I wasn't supposed to do that, and I let myself eat it, and by the time the end of that flight, my nose was blowing Like, no, you did it to yourself, Naima. Couldn't even be mad. And then I had a layover in St. Louis, and oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at the answer is no. So it's just a reminder of guarding the mouth and that we are what we eat. I share that with you. We are what we eat, and how important it is, how much better you feel, I feel when we eat good. And there's these days you can eat good at a good price, right? When you prepare your stuff at home, your meals at home. Mashika said it has changed my life by helping me get out of my head and really into my heart. Head to work out. Head, head to work out. Oh, you on your way out? Have to work out. Can't come up with. I'm just waiting for any questions. Oh, we have over 11,000 likes. Thank you for the 11,000 likes. We're on 12,000, just about 12,000 now. So there's so much more on this topic. You know what I just realized? Naima, what are you doing? I didn't even go. Okay, obedience. Obedience. Okay, I'm gonna come back and go live another time to talk about obedience. Okay, clearly. Okay. My God, I'm supposed to be talking about obedience, and that truly obedience to your mission is hard. And I'm over here talking about. But you know what's funny? I had a feeling this was gonna happen before I even went live because there's so much happening. All right, I'm on my way out. Unless there's any questions, I'm just waiting to give people time who may be going over to the Shadow Gold page to ask questions and are going to come back. So questions. This is the last call. I'm going to hang around for maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to see if someone brings me some questions after they read the Shadow Gold page, or if there's anything you've heard here today that you'd like me to elaborate on. Also, if details about the masterclass speak to you, you definitely should register. Just know that, first of all, we're going to address those deep fears during the masterclass. The deep fears that are on the masterclass page, we're going to get into those. So women have transformed just by participating in that. Been in tears, transformed, had healing just from going through that. And then ultimately, y'all already know that the deepening, you got to go deep. This is deep. This is actual change, true change, lasting change. That is where Shadow Gold happens. So tomorrow during the masterclass, I am going to be inviting you into Shadow Gold. So just FYI. I'm an angel. I'm an alien. I'm just thinking about the fact that I said alien, and people have all these weird, freakish ideas about alien. I just mean I'm of my true embodiment is of another dimension. I'm not. So you either get that or you don't. I'm an angel. I'm not tuned into. My way of being isn't altered by typical human feelings. My ways of being are not altered by typical human feelings. You know, and you're not able to do that truly until you really come into your full power and really inhabit your body and really dissolve and really confront yourself, because you're always dealing with yourself, your own mind, your own limitations, your own feelings and sensations. That's what's getting in the way all the time. And so until you get into strong, real time, immediate oneness with all of who you are, there's always going to be some kind of war going on, some doubt. You're not going to be able to obey, you know. You're going to keep yourself inside of things and then justify it really well. You're going to use some rule to keep another rule, and then that's more. I can talk later. Right, exactly. Lumina said, I'm not from here, but I navigated. Yeah. And then navigating it in a way that's successful for you. That's what I want for all of us who really are different, where you navigate it in a way that's successful for you, where you can move around, where you can bring your mission to life, where you really are taking things from the other world and bringing it down here into form so you live a fulfilling life. Because I'm not particularly, let me see. It's of great significance and value and importance to me that those of us who are from another place can thrive here by finding our own ways and navigating higher dimensions in our way of being for real. I'm not talking about how y'all like to go off into the, float away and all that. I'm talking about you here on earth and your way of being is the elevated thing. It's not off somewhere. You are it because you've really transcended your emotional state in your mind. Until you engage in the high level alchemy that you do in Shadow Gold or wherever else you're going to do that, you are never going to be able to transcend everything that's going to keep you stuck at deep levels that are invisible to you. This is why if you don't transcend the unseen, this is real feminine power. If you don't learn how to get really comfortable with the unseen, if you don't start doing things that kill your ego, like having sex with men who drag you to your knees, right? So you know how to be in relationship with your ego, because a lot of y'all are governed, and ego is fear. You're governed. Well, obviously, I'm over my 3 minutes, but you are controlled by fear. That means you are not in healthy oneness relationship with your ego. It runs you. And when you are trying to control, that's a great evidence that you're very disempowered. Very disempowered. When you truly are, you trust so much. You know how much you trust so much. You trust. You don't even need to trust people necessarily, because the relationship that you are in with yourself, and there's a real resting with the hands that really guide you. When you move like that as a man or woman, frankly, but I'm talking about women, yeah, you're something else. You're something else. And when you do that, you're able to manifest here on earth things that are unusual but very fulfilling to you. I am blessed one. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Take good care of yourselves. If you'd like to engage in breath work and brunch with us here in Atlanta on Sunday, I'm still letting folks get tickets. Let me see, because I think technically sales end. Let me see. I think tickets are on sale for like what, 2 more hours? Oh, 23 minutes. Tickets are supposed to go off sale. But that's not changing. That's going to be there until later tonight at least. Oh, Iris is calling. All right, y'all, gotta go. Lots of love. Yay! Y'all take good care of yourselves. If you have any questions, DM me. Love y'all. Hey, are you here? Oh my God.